price caps, not so much on the oil cap specifically, but when you look at what the policymakers are trying to do, one of the ideas is indeed freezing gas prices for consumers at home. How effective can these measures actually be to reduce demand? Can they be effective to reduce demand?
Well, in fact, price caps don't reduce demand because it's protecting the consumer from paying higher prices, so they don't have an incentive to reduce demand. When we see these price caps being discussed, what it means is that the governments around Europe are going to be printing money to send to the consumers and going deeper into debt, and they do little to increase the supply side of the equation.
Andy Martin here. Good to see you again. So I want to ask, what kind of game do you think OPEC Plus is playing that cut? 100,000 barrels a day had basically neutered or canceled out the 100,000 barrel increase the last time they made that decision. Net, nothing changed.
Well, it simply was quite paltry, and I actually think it's more of a political snub to President Biden as well as the European Union, signaling that OPEC is going to go its own way and they want to protect those higher prices. It also does show that they're fearful that these high energy prices, as well as high food, rent, and utility prices, are going to lead the world into a recession, especially as we see industrial activity in Europe starting to decline. If we were to just look at the fertilizer industry, 70% of it is now shut down in Europe.
Andy, was this 100,000 barrel a day cut by OPEC Plus really aimed? I mean, how political was it? Because the architects of this agreement, as always, are the Saudis. Are they adjusting by such a small margin because they are fearful of Iran returning to the markets if there is a reworked JCPOA deal and a battle for market share ensuing?
Well, I think it is a political statement, given that OPEC Plus is already producing nearly 3 million barrels a day below their quota. And as a practical matter, if they were to cut production, it's going to be left to Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, and Kuwait. The Saudis have already signaled that if the United States and Iran were to come to an agreement and sanctions were eased, as Iranian oil would hit the market, the Saudis would be inclined to reduce production in order to maintain price.